Welcome to another episode of The Least Favorite. I'm your host, Natalie, and today we are at another 7-8-set event curated by Prometheus. I'm going to give her some claps. You can't hear them, but they're there. And so today we're talking all about networking and marketing and how we use marketing to grow our brands and to promote ourselves. So I want you to kind of just first introduce again what you do and why did you choose marketing as a topic for this event?
Okay. So my name is Prometheus and I do marketing. I just opened this agency called 7-8-Set LLC. It's something I've been doing for a while. I mentioned in the last episode, I've been doing it since 2018. But now I have the LLC for it. So it's like really coming off of the ground. And the reason I decided to focus on marketing for this specific event is because every single business, every single brand needs marketing. And it's the first thing that you need in order to be successful. It's one of the top three. It's finance, accounting, and marketing that you need. And we have this new office in this LLC that we're essentially trying to get off the ground. It's something I'm always involved in and everything. And the people that I work with, I know a lot of creatives and stuff, but they don't really know how to market themselves. And I thought, if I get all these people in the room already, why not teach them something new? Why not have them think a little bit deeper about something that they have been struggling with or something they probably haven't even thought of before? So I thought of having the theme around opening up to the world and like having people share like how they broke the ice, how do they grow into themselves? How do they find their voice? How do they find their brand image? How do they position themselves? Or just to plant the seed in their head in general, like, okay, this is the first time I ever thought about how do I market myself. And then who knows, a week or two or three or a couple months from now, their marketing is off the charts. It's something else.
Yeah. So one of the questions I wanted to ask you is a lot of the markets we're in are very oversaturated. So it's like, how can we stand out?
How can you stand out? I think the biggest thing with marketing is being authentic. You have to be true to yourself. I think when you try too hard to be like other people, that is what makes it difficult, obviously, for people to like set you apart from everyone else. I think a lot of people also struggle with feeling like they can be themselves. Like, oh, is this good enough? No one's ever done this before. Should I do it? That's exactly when you should do it because no one else is doing it. And you have the head start there. You probably start a trend and you don't even know it's going to happen. Like you just started something there. Yeah, like
No. That's good. So like what's some strategies that you can like highlight your value, I guess? Like how can you really showcase, okay, this is my potential and this is why I am valuable? The
why, right? So the reason also too to set yourself apart from other people is knowing your why you do it. Everyone's why is different. Everyone's drive is different. Like one reason why someone raps is different than another reason why someone else raps. Their backstory is different than another backstory. I think a lot of people forget that the story is part of it. Like people don't just buy into the brand just because it looks cool, but because of the story behind it and the person who's standing behind it, and they want to know more about it. They want to know more about what you're doing. So one of the strategies that I use is creating personal relationships. And I let people know, hey, this is what I do, in more detail of what I do. This is how I do it. What about you? What do you do? I find an interest in what they do. Another strategy I do in order to be successful is I do a lot of outreach, which a lot of people don't think is important. But like the more people you directly contact, the better it is for you. It's a law of average, right? And like I just started this GoFundMe a couple of days ago, maybe like 5 days ago, and I contacted over 1,000 people. I contacted over 1,000 people about this GoFundMe. I was no joke in their DMs, like, hey, like, I got something going on here. But they wouldn't otherwise know, you know? And if had I kept my mouth shut and just posted it on Instagram and hoped the right people will come across it, I wouldn't have gotten any of the donations that I received, And it's at almost $500 now out of the $2,000 goal. So that's like super great to see the fruition of all the labor. And you're always going to have no's.
Always.
Every single no just leads you closer to a yes. It should just be more drive. Like, you know what? This person rejected me. Let me reflect on it. Let me analyze what went wrong here. What can I better the next time? How can I alter this conversation to go in my direction? Another thing too is a lot of people take rejection at first. It's like, no, baby, try 3 times.
Right.
Take that no at least 3 times and see where it goes. Because I'll be honest with you, I sent people DMs and they left it on scene. And I was like, hey, I'm back. Hey, I'm back for a second time. What's going on? And you think I will go back for a third? I'm going back for a third. And the second time too, like they're looking at, oh, so sorry. I just took a glance at this. I didn't really realize what you're saying. Let me go back and check now. Because people have lives, and like just try not to take anything too personal. Everyone's got so much going on in their mind. That's why I create personal relationships. You want people to remember you. Like find something distinct about what you do and just put that out there and don't be shy about it. Like it's who you are and what you do. You should be passionate and let the people know. what you got going on.
Yeah. How do you measure success when it comes to marketing? How do you know that your marketing plan is successful?
When people remember what I'm doing, when people are like, I know what you do. Like, oh, that's cool. You know, besides like the whole sale idea of getting a sale, which is essentially like they know what you're talking about. As long as it translates, because that's what marketing is. It's bringing something to the market, but how do you do it? How does your message get across? There's so many people who like do advertising, but no words. And you look at it and you get the message without even like no words at all, no form of anything. But it just, the way that they do it gets the message across.
What do you think some of the challenges are? Like you said, a lot of the artists that you invited here and a lot of the vendors, they don't know what marketing is and never tried it. What are some other like challenges you think people are facing when it comes to marketing themselves?
Marketing in general, I think it all just has to do with not understanding what you're doing enough. Because when I first started this, it was a portfolio. It was a photography portfolio on a website. Like I was not expecting it. It was my photography portfolio. And I was like, how do I take like what I'm seeing? Because what I was doing was I was taking pictures of like art. And I was like, okay, well, I got this picture now. Like, what do I say about it? Like, what is it? What is it about this that makes me feel something? Or why do I want to put this out into the world? What kind of message do I want to spread? Like, what's going on there? And then I later took that interest in artistry and I turned to doing interviews with people who write music and make music and perform and stuff. So I started adding interviews to the website, and you just have to keep on digging.
Like trying different things.
Like something that started like that. I essentially knew I wanted to do marketing. I just didn't know how I was going to get there, but I kept on going with whatever I had an idea of. Like, it's like, okay, this could turn into this could turn into that, and just keep on moving it like that. Like, dig deeper.
I think that's the problem. A lot of people just feel like they need all these resources, and it's like, just use what you have. The resources will come. Just use what you have in front of you first.
Like I have this whole office space here, but it really started like, actually, can you pass the little Polaroid that's on the clipboard, on the whiteboard right there? There's a Polaroid picture. Last summer, I was in Washington Square Park, and this was my table.
Oh, wow.
And those are the ashtrays. And I was literally
going
to the park, selling ashtrays.
Oh my God, how cute.
I was standing in Washington Square Park with a bunch of ashtrays painted and this little tiny table. I don't know, probably cost me like $5. And
that's how you started.
That's how I started. And I was talking to everybody who walked on, hey, how are you? And if they go like, okay, whatever. Hey, how you doing? Sometimes I'll hit them with the, you don't support women. And they'll be like, no way. And they'll come back and talk to me. Like, you have to have fun with it. You have to know that there's people who are going to be adamant. People are going to be friendly. You're going to have people who are old, who are young, who act like they know it all, and people who are just skeptical in general.
Right.
You know, like you have to know what you're dealing like. And the only way you can do that is by going out and getting that experience. And every time you have a conversation, if you follow the same like steps, you'll pick up on like the differentiations. Like you just keep one thing consistent. This is my why. And the only thing that will change is like if they have a question or a concern and you're just explaining it a little bit more or less better or not. And like some people will not, like maybe body language or their verbiage will say like, I'm not into this at all. Or, oh, I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's crossing their arms, not interested. But if someone is like, has their arm up and then brings it down, they're a little bit more loose, they're interested. And that's where you start going in a little bit more. And you don't want to necessarily kill it, but that's why it's important to know why you do what you do and just put it out there like that. You don't have to overcomplicate anything. It's really super simple.
One of the things I wanted to ask you was, I think a lot of times too, as creatives and as we're trying to market ourselves, we kind of have a hard time balancing, like showing people the raw, the real, the authentic, the ugly stuff, because we just want to show the polished version of things. How can we balance that, I guess? Because you still want to connect with people and show them that this shit is hard.
Yeah.
But you also want to always put your best foot forward at the same time. So
one thing that I always do, and I think this is actually like a struggle that I have in life, is I'm very transparent. Like, I'm like, listen, this is what is going on right now. Are you with it or are you not? And you're not by, someone else is going to come by and they're going to completely understand where I'm coming from. And you want to meet people there. You want to meet people who are willing to see what you're doing. Who are willing to like understand and get the transparency. Like, we're all human. There's only 1% of the people in this world who are rich. Like, if you're being realistic, everyone is in the mud with you. Like we're all trying to get something. We're all trying to understand what's going on. Maybe you know something I don't know. I know something you don't know. And just me being transparent about what's happening, you know? Like if I just acted like I had it all together, I would not have all of this here right now.
Absolutely.
I had to break it down to my team, to these girls I've been working with for years. Like Samantha's one of the people I've been working with since I started. She actually made the logo for 7-8-Set.
Oh, wow.
And I actually went to our content and I was like, listen, ladies, we got this. We need to figure out a way to do this. How can we do it amongst us all? If this is how you can contribute, that's perfectly fine. Like it doesn't have to be an arm and a leg, like whatever you can do. And other people could do the whole body. It's just what they could do. And you're in that position and someone else is in that position. And it doesn't mean any value equates less than other. Like abundance comes in different forms. Like, well, someone can provide in one way, they can't provide in another, but someone else can provide in that way because they can't provide in another. Like you just have to be realistic. And I think being transparent, authenticity is the most important thing that you can do. And you just let people know where you're coming from with it. Like one of the artists that's here, Mars, she explains to you her painting. And I was watching that YouTube clip in the last interview and I was like, she's explaining the painting. She's like, there's tears in this painting. This is about my sadness. And I was like, this is a $500 painting that we're looking at right now. Like legit, just knowing the why behind the painting builds so much more value. It builds way so much more value.
Yeah. I think what you said too is just like contacting people to help you with the event. You had said something in the last interview too that I want to just reiterate. No one can do anything completely alone.
Yeah.
Like you need a team. Don't be afraid to reach out to people to ask for help. Like it's okay. It doesn't make you less competent. Doesn't mean that you're not going to be as successful. Like you need to ask people for help if you need it.
Yeah.
One last question for you. In terms of your LLC 7-8-Set, what are the goals you're working towards and how are you going to use marketing for those goals to achieve them?
Okay, so I'm still going to stick to the direct marketing. That's the most effective form of marketing is talking to people in person because people, you get to see like the actual person behind it. A lot of people struggle online with the idea of like, is this a scam? Like, what am I contributing towards? I think the next thing I really want to do is get people in here and showcase what we have going on and just really taking bookings. Like we're going to get a photo backdrop soon to do photo shoots. We're going to have our own setup on this side now to do the podcast, to do YouTube and stuff like that. There's a space here for creatives to come and paint. And we still have all of the outside if we need to move for a second and go work on a computer outside, we can do that. But this is like for all of us to be able to work together on this. So I think the biggest thing is now like taking this new message that we have and getting it out there. Because at first it was just me. At first I was like, hey, I do advertising events and consultations. Like, let me know if you need anything. But now it's bigger than me. I'm like, I got this girl who does branding. You need branding? Look, she's right here. I have someone else who does anime art. You need album cover? Here. I got DJs. I have performers. Like anything. It's us. Like we're all doing this together. It's not just me. Because like I said, like I would not be here if it weren't for the people around me. This would not be a thing if you did not show up. Like this, it wouldn't be as great as it is. No, genuinely, like it really does mean a lot for me to have other people show up. If I was in a room by myself, like it doesn't mean anything at all. Like, and you have to know that too. Like it does take teamwork to make the dream work.
I love that. That's so cute. Sam, thank you so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you for coming. You're amazing.
Of course. This is great. Oh, Jesus, we're booked. Really Thank you, Sam. This is good.
Of course.
Hi, Mars.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna start. I want you to first just introduce yourself and just what you do.
I'm Mars. I'm a comic book artist, but a recently turned painter. I've been painting for a while now, probably like 4 months, but I could definitely see the improvement a lot, a lot. I just finished a new piece yesterday.
Nice.
It's 2 snails.
Oh, what's that about?
They're just 2 snails. And they're like about to kiss. It's so cute. I wish I had it, but it's downstairs.
That's cute. So this event is all about marketing. So I wanted to ask you, when it comes to marketing, how do you set yourself apart
from other people?
Yeah.
I feel like I set myself apart without words, just quietly. I like bring a sort of vibe into the room, the way I dress, like the way I like speak to people. I think I set myself apart without even needing to. Like I'm just different.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. What do you think some of the challenges are that you face when it comes to like marketing yourself?
I wouldn't even know yet because I don't really market myself at all. I think self-promotion and just trying to like put yourself out there and like having a plan and scheduling it is probably the hardest part.
Yeah. Even like thinking of what even to put out there sometimes, even like for me, I struggle through the same thing. And then as an artist, like I remember last time when we spoke, you had said like, you're very like introspective and you kind of keep to yourself. So I think even like trying to market when you are already kind of like a soft-spoken person, like that could definitely be an issue.
It's like a little awkward for me because I don't usually come to the internet and try and put myself out there. Right. I just do what I do. And if people tend to like it, then they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah. What are some of the goals that you want to accomplish with your artwork?
I have really large goals for myself, like big goals, just to make sure like down the line, 40 years, like it's something that I'm still striving towards. I want to make a comic that is like known worldwide. And like, I want the comic to turn into like an animation. I want that animation to go even farther than the
Oh my God, that would be amazing though. Yeah.
I could see it in my mind. Like I know exactly where I want to go, but it's really like a high expectation for myself.
When it comes to that, like how do you think you can use marketing now in order to help you reach that goal? Have you thought about it? Or even like small little steps that you would have to take, I guess.
I've been trying animation classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's actually harder than it looks, a lot harder. I thought you would like need to draw to be able to animate, but it's completely different. It's a whole different skill set.
Yeah.
So animation is very hard, but that's something I need to step into in order for me to make my comics come to life and make it drawn and have voice actors for them and all that extra stuff. So
yeah,
I can't wait to learn how to animate.
Yeah. I think something for you, just to give you an idea, like would be maybe to just like even record yourself doing that, like going to the classes, whatever you learn, like just putting it out there. And, you know, a lot of people really like the behind the scenes look at things. So I feel like that could be a good idea.
Yeah. The realness behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, just let people know where they can find you and what you're working on currently. If you want to talk about your snails a little bit more, but you can plug your socials.
Yeah. My socials are Art of Mars on Instagram and TikTok. I am on TikTok too. I have a little following on there too.
Good for you.
Yeah. I think I'm more famous on TikTok than I am on Instagram.
It's like that for a lot of people. Yeah. It's either TikTok is like blowing them up or it's Instagram. It's never both.
Exactly. Instagram is so hard to blow up on. That's what I think. I feel like Reels is where like you get most of your like engagement.
Yeah.
Just posting regularly is not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah.
Reels is where it's at on Instagram.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. All right. So, what's your name and what do you do?
Okay. So, and do I look at you again?
You can look at the camera. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Mm-hmm.
So my name is Natalie. I'm actually one of two. My business partner's name is Jennifer.
Shout out to Jennifer.
Hey, Jen. And we have a crystal, minerals, and earthly goods business, and it's called Mind Your Energy.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Thank you.
What inspired that?
So we actually started it because I kind of had like collecting crystal addiction, and Jen was like, you have all these crystals, like we should really look into selling them and learning more. And I was like, that's a great idea. We always wanted to work together. We're best friends. And it just kind of went from there.
How long have you been doing it?
So we just started our business about a month ago, but we've been into crystals for a while now.
So like being a new business, obviously, like it could be a little bit challenging.
Yes.
Can you just share with me like some of the challenges you face when it comes to marketing your brand right now?
Yeah. So one of the things is getting more followers, you know, meeting more people, meeting more wholesalers, networking, because even though we sell crystals, we don't just want to obtain to, you know, crystal people per se. We want artists and influencers and entrepreneurs and just different, you know, areas and stuff like that we want to reach.
And obviously like these events are great because you meet so many people.
Yes. A lot of artists, a lot of creatives, and it's so good to like network and share ideas, and it's like really good energy.
Yeah, you have business cards, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
I actually have one.
I want one.
I actually have one
because honestly, I know. So my best friend is obsessed with crystals.
Okay, I actually bought a crystal up here.
Oh, cute!
Because our logo has the moon.
Cute.
So I want to show this is a druzy agate from China. My hand's a little shaky because I didn't eat today. But it's a druzy agate from China moon. You know, just to show.
No, of course, that's part of branding, market. What do you believe sets your brand apart from other brands?
So I would say, especially in the crystal industry, one of the things that sets us apart is our accessibility in terms of language. So I'm a sign language interpreter. And one of the things that we noticed when we were watching a lot of live sales on Instagram and TikTok is that it's not accessible for the deaf community because a lot of the time people are behind the cameras talking. But if someone who's deaf wants to buy a crystal, how do they know what the crystal is? How do they know how much it costs? They don't. So I think that's one of the main things that sets us apart from other crystal businesses.
That's amazing. So when it comes to that, because now I'm really curious, how do you use sign language and like you do like promotional videos and you're signing as your partner's talking, like things like that?
So a lot of the time we'll caption it.
Okay.
But it's just basically promoting and letting people know that, hey, like if you're deaf and if your preferred language is sign language, we are accessible for you.
Perfect. I love that. What are some of the goals you want to accomplish with your brand and how are you using marketing to get there?
So definitely we just want to expand. Like our biggest thing right now is just expand, meeting new people. We're really trying to travel more because there are a lot of events that happen like in Arizona. There's actually was a crystal expo in China that happens. And so we just want to get to that point where we can just go everywhere and just actually meet our wholesalers and meet new wholesalers. Like in the Dominican Republic, we have a Latimar connection, or in South Africa for Brandenburg Amethyst and things like that.
Oh my God. That's amazing. I didn't even know this world of crystals existed.
It's everywhere. Crystals is so international because crystals, you have like different revenues. Like some people like crystals for spirituality. Some, they just want something pretty in the house. And some people are looking for investments.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. Wow, amazing. Yeah. So let people know where they can find you and purchase your crystals.
Absolutely. So you guys can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Mind Your Energy. And you can always give us an email at mindyourenergy@gmail.com.
Love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So tell me really quickly your name and what your brand is.
My name is Jahani. I go by Curly. My brand is mostly just variety of different creations that I do. I do a lot of custom clothing. I make clothing. I love to paint and I love to draw. So it's just a variety of things.
Are you wearing your clothing right now?
Yes.
Can you show the camera?
Oh my God.
Show your I'll hold it.
My pants that I made.
Very cute.
It's a little faded because my marker was dying, but like I have better ones.
It's all good. I wanted to know, like, what strategies are you using right now in order to market your brand?
Actually, I just got back into becoming an artist, so everything's brand new to me again.
Okay.
So becoming here is giving me the opportunity to socialize with everybody and expand my brand and tell them about my brand, since I actually rebranded as well.
Oh, so what led to the rebranding? Like you had a brand and now you're rebranding.
I'm rebranding. Yes, I've noticed that I've fallen more towards, I'm a horror chick. So most of the times that I draw, like my paints that I've showed you, most of that is more of a horror aesthetic.
Got it.
So that's what I've rebranded. But I have other things too. Like I do acrylic pours, so there's a little variety of things. But my main rebrand is definitely more of the horror aesthetic.
Got it. Do you feel like you're facing any challenges right now when it comes to marketing?
Yes, I think that I kind of block myself sometimes, that I doubt myself a lot. I'm trying to learn not to do that anymore, because I have to remember, like, everyone's different, and then some people may like what I do. So I have to like put that in my head that like your art is just as good as everybody else's.
Yeah. A lot of times, because even with like podcasting, like you start to compare yourself. You start to think, oh my God, like you get in your head. And it's like absolutely what you said. The fact that you're different and you have a very specific niche, like that's already, you're like ahead of the game with that. Because even I love horror stuff. Like I know I'm dressed all girly, but I like the grunge look. I'm into the platform shoes.
Yes, that's
all
me.
all of that. So I think that's great. When it comes to those challenges though, what else are you doing to kind of combat those things? Like, do you feel like you're purposely trying to put yourself out there a little bit more?
I have to learn how to put myself out there. I need to learn how to be more consistent with things, because I overthink a lot. So I'm trying to learn that everything has its time.
Yeah.
And that I just need to be a little bit more consistent and more outgoing.
Yeah.
Than being a little shy and reserved.
Yeah. Is there anything you're currently working on now?
Oh, I'm working on a lot of new things
talk about
now.
it. Yes.
So boom, right? I'm gonna go thrifting. I'm gonna buy. I ordered these blanks off of this store called Blanks. One of my friends, Josh, he put me onto that, and he's been helping me a lot. He encouraged me to do this, and they just got shipped out. So I'm so excited to design them.
Nice.
And I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to have people model. I'm going to figure out a setup and everything. So I'm pretty excited.
So you're going to do like a fashion show, basically. Yeah. I want to go.
You are 100%.
You need to give me your Instagram.
Crop tops. I ordered a crop top, crew necks, and 2 shirts.
Oh my God. No, I want to be there. I want to see everything. I've been dying to go to a fashion show forever. So like, I'm with it. Let me know.
You can help me model them.
Absolutely. Girl, say less.
You can help me model them.
I will be there.
Because I need models for it. Instead of just me, I feel like I got you. Instead of like me, I feel like having different people on my website attracts more attention.
Absolutely.
And also TikTok has been a big help for me.
Talk about how TikTok is helping you market.
When I first started off TikTok, I was showing that I did love spells. I do spells, spell jars as well.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That a lot of people don't really know. I do spell jars. I do prints, stickers, acrylic pours, custom paintings, anything like that. And it's on my website, but since I'm rebranding now, I switched all that off. Some of it's still on my TikTok, but I've mostly been sketching at home.
Okay.
I show people my current drawings now. And I noticed that it's getting more traction than what I previously posted.
So people like to see that.
Yes.
It's like a behind the scenes kind of thing.
Basically behind the scenes. It's just like a little sketch of the day, and I show them what I'm drawing, and it's my horror aesthetic. And the fact that people are actually liking that is making me feel good now, because I was afraid that it wouldn't suit them.
And those are all people that, like, once you transfer that to like the clothing, you already know, like, they'll be interested. They're already interested in the drawings. Yeah. So they'll want to wear it. That's amazing.
So that's why I like to do sneakers too. I like to do everything and anything.
Amazing. Let people know where they can find you on your social medias.
So my social media is, Curly's Creations. It's curlys.creations with 2 S's. My TikTok is curlys.collections. And my Twitter is, it's my name. It's my name.
It's your name. Okay.
It's a little hard. So, do I spell it? I should spell it. It's YAHANNIEEX3.
Okay, perfect. We'll put all of that in the description, so you're good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you. Okay, so just introduce yourself. What do you do? What's your brand?
Okay, hi guys. I'm Keanu Brown, and I sell perfume. My brand's name is Kichi, and the way how I got started was working at Macy's. I was working at Macy's for 7 years, but I got tired of like corporation rules. So in my head, I was like, okay, if I can sell $7,000 worth of Gucci in one day, why can't I sell $7,000 worth of my own brand? So I started in Atlanta, and after I started in Atlanta, I did really good with the markets. I got into my own 2 consignment stores where they have a bunch of other vendors. If they deem your brand as luxury, they'll put your brand in there. So I was like, okay, I'm doing good in these stores. Why not take, another leap? So I went ahead and went to New York, and I've been doing really good ever since. The support has been overwhelming.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Jesus, I was not expecting all of that. Can you just walk me through like your creative process right now in terms of like how you market your brand?
So right now, currently, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am one of those people that are not social media people, but what I will do is I will go ahead and I will plan expensive visuals, and I will plan expensive photos and expensive things so I can expand my brand. But the way how I get most of my sales is through pop-up markets, because the pop-up markets, that's what's really gonna take your brand all the way, because honestly, it's me in front of you, telling you my brand. Honestly, y'all, can you imagine if I try to spray my rose and give it to you to the camera? You're not gonna know what it is.
Right.
I have to get my product in front of people. So that's how I get all my online sales. That's how I get literally everything. That's how I really get repeat customers. So I feel as if I try to market myself online, I'll get likes, yes, because my visuals are pretty. But as far as like perfume buys, I feel as though you can't smell a perfume through the screen. So I can either do samples, like send samples to the mail, or I can just sign up for pop-up market. So I do both, and I end up doing really good. So that's how I market myself. That's how I put myself out there. But I feel as though in order for you to first start, you would at least need to do like a market like this.
Of course.
You put yourself out there, people come and they see your brand, and then you put a video online and be like, hey, I do this market. And I feel as though people will trust you more, and people know that you're real and you're not just like, an IG bot.
Yeah. And it's all about making those connections with people at the end of the day. Like people need to feel like they can relate to you in some way. If it's just a person that they're just staring at online, there's no connection. I have no real reason to I'm not motivated to buy your product. I don't really know you like that, know? How do you feel like your brand is like, how do you set yourself apart from the other people in your field?
So I've had the blessing of signing up for markets and seeing nobody else doing perfume, but obviously, those are not my competitors. My true competitors are the people at Macy's.
Right.
So the way I set my brand apart is I give it out in this little rose. And also, too, I travel by the season. So there's not a lot of perfume companies that travel by season. So all of my perfumes are meant for season. So I have right now, I'm actually holding my summer, obviously, because it matches my outfit.
Cute.
But I have a fall, I have a winter, I have a spring, and I have a summer.
Nice.
And I make sure, like, each scent matches, and I mastered that because every time a season comes by, people come and buy that one without me having to tell them.
Nice.
So I was like, oh my gosh, like, being able to accomplish like one of the hardest things was like, making sure that scent matches the season. But I will say that people at Chanel and Dior, I had my brand curated by them. So having my brand curated by people who would work for these high-end companies, like literally like, what is it? It branded my brand. I don't want to say impound, but it literally like, like they literally like took my brand apart and then they put it back together. And that's why I'm in New York right now, able to sell my perfume.
That's amazing. What are some of the other like bigger goals you want to accomplish with your brand?
You already know I want my own store in Manhattan. That's
Okay.
like, one of my biggest goals. Like, for right now, currently, just get a store in Manhattan, like a mini cute store in Manhattan, and then decorate it, and then obviously make it towards me. I think that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
But particularly, I really want to like be worldwide. I want to be in Macy's. I want to be in Bloomingdale's. I want to be in Saks. I literally want to be a wholesale distributor. Like, I don't want to like. Of course, I'm going to continue to interview.
Of course.
Like interviews, like while like I'm making 10,000 or 1,000.
Of course.
While we're talking, that is my goal, to make thousands and get out of the rat race.
Amazing.
I don't want to be on a hamster running. I don't want to be a hamster running on a wheel. I want to definitely make enough passive income, so I'm just sitting there waking up and I already made 5,000. That's my goal.
That's amazing. I love that. Let people know where they can find you on social media.
Most definitely. You can find me at Kicci Official, KICCI. This is the box. This is my summer box right here. I don't know if it's focused, but it's KICCI Official. You can also find me at KicciOfficial.com.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for meeting with us.
Thank you.
Okay. So just really quickly introduce yourself and what your brand is.
My name is Quaidel, and the name of my brand is Non Global.
Nice. So what is your brand exactly? Is it it's a clothing brand, correct?
Yes, it's a clothing brand. It deals in, I guess you could say, luxury and streetwear, like a mix between both of them. So the meaning behind the brand, it says none. So people confuse that with non, but it's none, None, and global. So that stands for no brand or label defines you. That's where the none comes from. Even though it's a clothing brand, but the whole meaning behind this is that no brand or no label defines you as a person. So it's kind of like a clothing brand that makes garments for everyone, all walks of life.
Yeah, I like that. What are some challenges that you're currently facing when it comes to marketing your brand?
Currently, the challenges that I'm facing with marketing is basically, just gauging the correct audience that I'm trying to reach out to and keeping them
engaged.
Keeping them engaged. Because like I do a lot of things in marketing, I guess you could say, like giveaways to like engage the audience and like get people active. But aside from the giveaways, I do like photo shoots, I do pop-up shops and everything. So like, I guess you could say I'm active when it comes to marketing, but I know I'm lacking a little bit in something like this, more that could be done.
Yeah. Have you thought about what more you can do? Like, what are some things you're trying to like combat those challenges with? Like maybe things you can do differently.
That's what I really need help with. Like, I'm trying to figure out like best strategies or best ways that I could like keep the audience engaged, because mostly I'm a creative. I'm on the creative side. So I do like the designing, I do all the work, I do everything in-house, but being designing and running a business are two different things. So like being business savvy and knowing how to get your product into the hands of your audience that you want, as opposed to just creating, is a whole different ball game. So like, that's what I'm trying to learn as I go along now. Yeah.
Can you walk me through your creative process when it comes to marketing your brand, or like developing a marketing plan? Let's say you're going to release something new. Like what would be like, all right, I'm coming out with these new pair of pants or this new shirt. Like what am I going to do to kind of market this?
For the most part, when I'm marketing something and if it's a new product or something, then I just like post it on my social medias, on my socials, and like I try to get the people hyped up about it. Like but I won't it won't be on the website or nothing. And I'll just do like some photos, some photo shoots. It depends. If it's like how bad I want the engagement, I might give away something for free, or do like a little giveaway or something, some kind of raffle or something like that. Those kind of things normally get people hyped up, because once people hear free, all right.
Yeah. What are some of the bigger goals that you're working towards right now, and how are you using marketing to accomplish those goals?
I would say the bigger goals that I'm working for right now is just expanding. Yeah. Because I've been at the brand for a few years now. I started in 2019. Oh, wow. So, I mean, since then, I grew in my skills as well as everything that I know about the business so far. So now I'm just working on like growing my audience. So I just set up my website. So that'll be the next thing after this event, after the pop-up. I'm gonna like upload a bunch of stuff to my website. Yeah, of course, especially like events like this, they help you network even more. You meet more people, you share your social media with them, you build more of a following. So I think that's good. As long as you keep coming to events like this, that's already like one step. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like, I mean, I started it in 2019, and I was more so adamant about doing events and stuff back then. Yeah. But I kind of slowed down on events and just been more on the production side lately. But now I have like a good inventory, and my following has been growing. Yeah. But I want like way more. Of course, For now, I'm fully like, I'm focused on the marketing side. I'm trying to do like promotions. I'm trying to, just influencers out there and stuff. I talk to influencers. I try to set up shoots with them and everything like that to just try to get it out there. Yeah, if there's ever, I mean, we're already over 100 episodes in with my podcast. If you ever want me to like wear something or even just put a hat on the table, I'll be happy to do that and help you out. Appreciate that. So just, you could always reach out to me, and definitely we help each other here. Okay. Yeah, no one gatekeeps. For sure. Let people know where they can follow you. Oh, you can follow me. My personal Instagram is Young Wolfie __, and my clothing brand Instagram is None Global. That's it. Just None Global. Nice. Thank you for meeting with us. Thank you. Appreciate you for having me. Of course. Okay, and we are back with Cusello Mears. So really quickly, just let us know what your brand is.
My name is Cusello Mears. I'm artistically known as El Grey Cus. That's where you can find me on Instagram and things of that nature. I'm an artist. I always started like drawing, scribbling in my notebooks, like lines and circles and things of that nature. But as I grew up, I wanted a bigger canvas, so I started painting on clothes, sneakers and things of that nature. And then after the sneakers, I was like, yo, I can't really afford the clothes that I want to buy. So I was like, I want to design and make them. You know what I'm saying? So I always ask people to help me sew and like this, that. But he's like, just learn, go on YouTube, go do this, go do that. But the mother of my child, she was the one who actually put the sewing machine step by step. So now I learned how to sew, and that's where
that's amazing.
Really did it. And I'm also a rapper as well. I make music. So I use everything to tie it all in, just to really be on the passion.
Yeah. So you're doing music and in doing clothing. Do you feel like, how do I ask this? When it comes to marketing, right? Do you feel like there's one avenue that you feel like marketing comes easier for? Or, yeah, go ahead. Start with that.
What I learned about marketing, I feel like visuals is key, especially in this type of day and age. We got TikTok and all those things where like people's perception is like, unless they see it 1,000 times, they're not even going to pay attention to it. And unless they're seeing it, they're not going to pay attention to it. So same thing with music, same thing with everything pretty much. I feel like the visual is just always necessary. So I always try to keep that together. That's why I was like, I make music videos, I do photo shoots, I do movies, things of that nature, then my brands like, why is he so fly? What is he doing? That's not Gucci, that's not Louis. Right. It's fire. I want that. So that was always my like intention with music.
How do you use marketing to kind of set yourself apart?
I never really even thought of it like that. I just always kind of did my own thing. I feel like my marketing is big trash, but we're still working on getting that to a better situation. Yeah. Because I know what to do. It's just like retail, work retail back in the day. So you know the format, you know the formulas. It's just like how you really want to implement it in your life where you don't feel like you're selling out or doing something crazy.
Yeah. Would you say that that's like one of the challenges you're facing then when it comes to marketing right now? Yeah.
Major challenge. Yeah. Because I always have the great concepts and ideas. It's just like how I want to execute and put it out.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you're overthinking it sometimes? Or it's like maybe you're overwhelmed, like there's so much perfectionism.
Like, I want it to look like this. I'm not going to do that until it looks like this.
Right.
Like, I know like a couple of my friends is like, yo, I don't want to shoot a video until I have the Benz. I'm like, bro, we take the bus every day, we take the train every day. We don't need a Benz if we don't have a Benz. You know what I'm saying? You have to grow. But it's like, I sometimes do that to myself. I want to be in the forest. I need black sand.
Yeah.
I need black sand, the black outfit. And the moon has to be black. The moon's not ever going to be black. So you just got to run with what you got, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. Even for us, like when we're trying to market and show things, it's like, if it can't be exactly how we want it to be, then it's like, I'm not going to do it. But it's like, I don't even think other people are looking at it that much. It's just like, put it out there. Just put it out there.
Even a raw song, like you might think it's horrible, like, oh my God, I messed up that lyric, but everybody else loves it, or they feel it more than they hear the little mistakes that you're claiming.
Do you show like the unpolished versions of your work?
Actually today y'all gonna get a lot of unpolished versions of everything. You know
Nice.
Because it's just a new wave that I'm on, kind of like the rise of language.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to be instead of like these songs that I'm gonna perform today are 5 years old at least.
Oh wow,
you know
nice.
I never put them out because I want to get a different vision, different flow.
What are something that you're working towards now? Like what are some of the bigger goals you're working towards, and how are you going to use marketing for those things?
I'm trying to make $1 billion on my clothing right now. I got these black loco polos. I kind of dumbed it down. Usually I do a lot of drawing and stuff on my clothes, but I was like, let me start simple. Let me start from the basics instead of giving them the super extravagant $1 million piece.
Yeah.
Let me start with a calm piece.
Yeah.
Everybody can buy because if they can't afford $1 million, they can drop 30 for a tee or 30 for whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what my goal is. Attacking the market at all angles, all price points, just so I can capitalize and grow. It's like flipping back. It's like, yeah. So you just, quick flips. You just gotta
Quick flips.
Profit,
That's it.
profit.
Of course.
You spend $1 for it, get $2.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let people know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me. Well, my name is Suselo Mears. El Great Coos is my rap name. ELGREATKUSE. The whole social media team is great at like tagging and stuff, so I'm really confident.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get tagged and everything. No problem. Thank you so much for meeting with us. It was nice to meet you.
This is my first interview, and I loved
Really?
it. Yes.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Great
Thanks.
questions, all of the above. Great
Thank
energy
you.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the event. Okay, so we are here with Shane, and he is a music artist, and I want you to just talk a little bit more about your music.
No problem. So first and foremost, my name is Shane the Shaman. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've been rapping seriously. I've been taking it seriously since 2018. So this will be my 5th year rapping.
Nice.
I've been writing since I was about 10 years old. The reason why I even started, obviously, I'm a fan of hip hop. You know what I mean? I grew up listening to literally everything. My mom was playing Jay, my dad was playing Nas, my auntie was playing like Rough Riders and the Locks and all that. Like, so it was all around me. So it was only a matter of time before I found my way to it.
Who's your favorite artist? Do you have one of all time?
Favorite artist
or top 3? You can say top 3.
I did not say that. Favorite 3 all time? Favorite, not best.
Favorite.
All right, so let's go with Jay-Z.
Okay.
Let's go Curtis Mayfield. He's not a rapper, but he's all around excellent musician. And I'll have to say Biggie.
Okay, perfect. Love that. How do you feel like you set yourself apart with your music?
How do I feel like I set myself apart with my music? Well, I rap about things that matter.
Right.
I like to say.
Right.
So I rap about like matters of people, like what may be going on in your head at this particular time. Like I got a song called Heart with a question mark at the end of it, right? So it's basically about going through a tough time in your relationship and just being able to really be able to put it into words. I have a song called Ebony and Ivory that just dropped on my last EP with a producer by the name of Tintin. Y'all might see him later.
Okay.
And that deals with like pride and ego. Like we hear a lot about like pride and ego gotta die, whatever the case may be, but truth be told, you kill pride and ego, who are you?
Right.
because those are like central pieces to who you are.
And they're like driving forces to the things you want to do. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe management is the right word that we're going for, but to kill pride and ego, that just don't make sense.
Right. Walk me through like your creative process when it comes to marketing your music.
Okay. So when it comes to marketing my music, well, that goes back to the brand that I have and just talking about things that I guess matter to, I guess, the everyday person, matters of the spirit, matter of the human being. So I try to put that first. I like to drop little snippets. I try to do a little bit of quote unquote aesthetic work too. Like, make sure I get a sunset, make sure there's some plants every now and again. You know what I'm saying? But more to the point, I make the music, I put it out. I like to have a mailing list ready for when it comes time to send it around.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Just try to get in as many ears and inboxes as humanly possible.
Do you feel like you're facing any challenges right now when it comes to marketing yourself and your music?
It's easy to say yeah. It's real easy to say yeah, but at the same time, I could be putting out more music too. So I would put that on myself before I put that on anything else, like say the algorithm or anything like that. I could really just work.
And what do you think is that like what's keeping you in like not putting out as much as you want? Is it life in general? Is it you're getting in your head and you're like,
oh yeah. You hit it right on the nose right there. You said get in your head. As artists, a general statement, we're in our head. More
literally everyone I spoke to has said that.
Literally everybody. We're all in our heads. We are our own worst enemy. We're our biggest critic and our biggest, support system at the same time. So it's nice to feel that support from somebody else without having to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice to just put out a song and have that do a whole bunch of hits, but it don't work like that, let alone all the time. You just gotta keep going at it. You gotta keep going at it. You have to make your brand undeniable. How you do that? You stick to your thing. You keep making that work.
Yeah. I still want to go back to that real quickly. Yeah. So since you know that now, right? Like, what do you feel like you can do in order to combat those fears or those challenges or like getting in your head? Like, what are some things that you could try to put into practice right now? Because a lot of people are dealing with that. Yeah, so it's like, what's like some advice you can give to yourself and also to them?
Well, I would say you have to write. You literally have to work through it. You have to get these ideas out of your head one way or another, because it stays in your head and it becomes like a powder keg, right? It just keeps filling up until one time it just explodes and now it looks bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you end up putting out something that's forced, and we don't want to do forced.
Right.
You want to let it out in spurts, let it vent. You know what I mean? You have to write. You have to put it on paper, put it in your notes app, put it on a little planner, put it on a whiteboard, write it on a wall if you got renter's insurance. Like do that.
Yeah. What is something you're working on now?
Something I'm working on right now. So I have a few EPs that I'm working on now. I'm actually really glad you mentioned that. So I got an EP with this producer out of the DMV by the name of Supernalist.
Nice.
Shout out my boy. I have another EP working with a producer out of Pennsylvania, Skip the Kid. Peace, my boy. I have another EP.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You're working.
You gotta do this.
Of course.
I have another EP coming with my homie Dilly Boy. Peace to you. And I'm also working on like a no ceilings kind of mixtape, like kind of just jacking for beats kind of thing. Just me and a bunch of my rap homies just gonna get on there and just kill shit.
So now with all these projects coming out, what is your marketing plan for that? Have you thought about it? I'm putting you on the spot right now. No, but it's like a lot of things to balance with all that. And and you still have to promote. So like, what's your process for that?
So ideally, I'd like to do at least 2 videos for each of the tracks in there. And where you might not be able to pay for a videographer, you could just go outside, set your phone up. Nobody snatch your phones no more.
Right.
You could go outside, set your phone up, shoot like a little lyric video. So similar to what Coda the Friend does. I don't know if you're familiar with him. So he built his thing off of like less is more, like very minimalist.
Okay.
But he's like really talking. You know what I mean? So he'll do the jacking for beach thing, and he'll also do his own like, what's the word I'm looking for? His own music.
Okay.
And he'll just set his camera up, get a nice little slow zoom in, have the lyrics on the screen, does numbers.
Wow. Simple.
Yeah, very simple.
Love that.
Less is more. Like he really makes it seem like we're really overthinking this.
No, we are. And so many people say that. They're like, we're really overthinking it.
We really are, because we think it has to look a certain way, but I mean, quote unquote, made it has a different look to everybody. Success don't look the same to everybody. So if if this is what's working for you, make that work for you.
Absolutely. Let people know where they can find you.
Word. So you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on IG. I low key be on TikTok too at Shane the Shaman. You will see this face. I promise you. You're gonna see this one. Type in Shane the Shaman. You're gonna see me.
Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're here with Jonathan. So Jonathan, really quickly, just introduce yourself and your brand.
Hey, my name is Jonathan. My brand is Chief Justice Patches.
How do you feel like you set yourself apart within your field? Like a lot of people do patches. What do you think sets your patches apart?
Oh, I know my name is Chief Justice Patches, but when I say patches, it's actually, patching up your pants, like repairs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So like, I know when I first started, people always ask like, what type of patches, embroidery?
Yes, I'm thinking.
Like, I didn't actually do that, but I do have a bunch of people I reach out to, great independent, artists and creatives that do create, and do that service for people that are willing and looking to get that service done for themselves.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the challenges you face right now with marketing yourself?
Shit, I make a lot of one-of-ones, so
okay.
There's not a lot of it when I make them.
Right.
So every time a piece does get sold or made, not everybody, some pieces are hot fire. So like maybe 10 people want that piece, but it's a one-of-one. So I like to keep it like special like that. Mm-hmm. But then, there's other times where people don't like that piece at all.
Yeah.
It just sits there, So it's really just feeling out the crowd and then knowing where to drop your one-of-ones and how to drop it.
Mm-hmm. Can you walk me through like your creative process when it comes to like marketing a new piece that you drop? Are you going to social media, doing videos, photography? Like, what is your process like?
I try to stay as much in the real world. When I first started, I tried to stay as much in the real world as I could. And even now, I try to stay as much in the real world as I can with it. So like I do like videos.
Okay.
Well, not videos, so photo shoots.
Yeah.
I try to do videos. I have videos, but they don't I don't put them out. They're not good because the creative direction in them isn't up to par of what everyone else is doing, And, that's the shortcoming I have in myself, like my creative direction on top of my organizational skills. So
do you feel like you're overthinking it a little bit?
What creative doesn't overthink it?
I know. Because I would just say, put it out there.
Yeah, no, I put everything out there. It's just, my biggest problem when people see that I put everything out there is that, oh, man, you maybe you should hold some of this stuff back.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. What are some things that you want to accomplish with your brand right now?
Like, I really want to show people the process, like, that I'm a do-it-yourself artist, you know what I'm saying? I really want to show you how independent you can be and how you don't really need the backing of, like, you don't need what they say. I mean, you heard that you need what they say and you've seen a lot and, you can work in your own path and walk your own path and do what you need to do. I once was an artist. When I say artist, a hip-hop artist before I was a clothing artist. And it was dope. I was in a group called Chop City. But, I wanted some money. And like merchandise is how an independent artist in music gets their money up. If they're not getting their sales like through their streams and they're getting it through their merch.
Right.
So I switched to merch. But, when I switched to merch, I wanted to be different. So I was like, I did upcycle work. And I really liked it. A lot of people like my upcycle work. And I was making money, so I stayed with that.
Are you working on anything right now?
Like clothing?
Yeah. Like anything new coming out for the summer?
Yeah. I truly want to bring out like a lot of skirts for the girls. I really want to bring up my women's wear more for girls like this summer. Like, I mean, not like on some like, scumbag skeezer shit, like, old man niggas, like, there's like, oh, let me put them in something skimpy.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm trying to put them in something that they're comfortable in, maybe just like, it's a big discussion. I'm the only man on my, thing. And I like to, it's a long road, long journey. It's a discussion. I have to go talk to more girls about this.
Yeah, of course. But I think once you do that, you'll find out what girls want. And then obviously use those same girls to like help you promote, do videos, photo shoots, and like really promote your clothing and put it out there. Yeah, that's dope.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's dope. Of course, absolutely. Yeah. Just let people know where they can find you on social media.
Chief Justice Patches. Instagram.
You have TikTok, right?
No.
No TikTok?
I try to, like I said, I try to stay in the real world as much as I can.
Yeah.
I know sometimes that might hurt the person, but I feel like it builds me up in the real world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's great. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Scared me. That was loud. All right. So I'm here with Swishy J. So really quickly, just tell the people what you do. Introduce yourself.
All right. So I'm Swishy. You know, I make music and stuff like that. I really make music for people that trying to catch a vibe. So it's like I could rap, I sing a little bit. It's whatever makes you feel good, whatever make me feel good in the studio. I'm just trying to share that vibe with everybody else that's listening.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel like you set yourself apart from other artists?
So like I don't really try to follow the trends, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not scared to bring a song from like, you know, that give you that vibe like 2013, 2012.
Of course, yeah.
I'm just trying to make you dance. I'm trying to make you feel good type shit. So
What's your creative process when it comes to marketing your music? Especially like if you have new music coming out or a new music video, like what's your strategy for that?
My strategy?
Mm-hmm.
So I really like it depends on the song. For me, it's like what the vibe the song giving me. If it's giving me Triller, then you know I'll do a little Triller. But if it's giving me music video, then we doing a music video straight like that. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you feel like you have any challenges right now that you're facing when it comes to marketing yourself?
Yeah, a little bit. Just cause I don't feel like every song I make I could promote it on Instagram.
Why?
Cause it's like I don't know. It's more like I feel like. It's not Instagram post worthy. It's bigger than that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like the Instagram is gonna catch it. So sometimes I do have a little trouble. Like, how can I make this a TikTok or whatever stuff like that? Right.
When it comes to being a creative, right? Something that I haven't asked, so you'll be the first person to ask this question too.
All right.
It's about like sometimes you struggle with trying to be real and authentic and show the real side of things versus like, oh no, everything has to be perfect. It has to be polished. How do you feel like you balance that? Or have you even found a balance for that?
I feel like authenticism is everything. So I'd rather be 100% me than try to be somebody else because nobody's perfect. So you might as well be you and let everybody fall in love with you because everybody has flaws.
Absolutely. What are some of the things you're working on right now when it comes to your music?
Right now, I'm kind of working on a project just for the summer. I'm trying to get that vibe, like, you know, like that summertime vibe when you drive and the ceilings drop, the windows down, everybody lit.
That feel good. Yeah.
Feel good tape for real though. And some more for the girls, but you know, some that guys could really get jiggy too. So.
And what's like, so with that coming out, what is your like marketing process for that? Like, have you thought about how you want to like promote that?
Not really. That's why I'm doing these shows right now. Now I'm previewing a lot of unreleased, seeing how everybody fuck with it and shit like that. If they fuck with it, you know, just drop the tape like that.
Yeah. I mean, just thinking off top, I'm not an artist, so I don't know. But like, if you want to create that vibe, like just showing a lot of visuals of people like in the car, windows down, like rocking to it. Even like regular people, your friends, have them like make videos and like show that they're listening to you. They outside, whatever.
And that's why I'm trying to get videos from, you know, performances out here too. So people see people rocking to it, you know.
Absolutely.
They catch the vibe early.
Yeah. Let people know where they can find you.
So you can catch me on everything, all platforms at _SwishyJ. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so I'm here with 10. Real quick, just introduce yourself and what you do.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is 10. I'm a producer from Zimbabwe, but currently based in Jersey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've been making music for like 3 or 4 years now. Just been around. I drive a tape with my boy Shane, who you interviewed. So yeah, and that's how I'm here. Yeah.
Do you have a certain like sound when it comes to producing music?
I think I'm still trying to figure that out right now. As like, you know what I mean, the past 2 or 3 years when I was just starting off, I was mainly just making hip hop, just rap, boom bap type beats.
Right.
But I think now I'm starting to bridge my music a little more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something, trying to be versatile, not be too one-dimensional. So that's what we're working on. Yeah.
Do you feel like as a producer, you face any challenges with like promoting yourself as a producer? Or like even reaching out to people to produce their music?
No, actually, I think that's like my favorite part about it. Just finding the right artists that could either complement my beats or vice versa, just me complement them vocally. So I think that's my favorite part of it, just being able to make instrumentals for focus on one artist and make a whole project for them. I think that's been like my favorite part of the journey so far. I do like making my solo work as well, but I think the part that I found the most interesting is like, you know, just working with artists. Focusing on one artist.
What would you say your creative process is like right now? So like when you make a beat and you want to promote that beat and put it out there, how do you go about doing that?
I just say based on how I feel, what kind of day it is. Right now I haven't been just putting out beats. I've been mostly focusing on actually putting out like actual tapes, collaborative tapes. I used to do that when I first started off, just, you know, throw a beat out there. But I figured, like, let me have a direction to it. You know, let me actually try like build a little discography, as a producer. And yeah.
And how do you go about promoting the tapes then?
I would just say just organically. I've been, just tapped in, especially with like the underground scene, especially in the East Coast, just Jersey. So I do know some people, but I also just make sure that I'm mostly focused on my projects as far as like, hey, this is me, this is what I represent. So I'm really just putting it out there, and yeah.
You're putting it on. You're using your social media, right?
I use my social media.
Of course.
Everything. My Bandcamp is mostly where I post all my music.
Okay.
And Apple.
Do you ever do like behind the scenes stuff and post it? Or no?
No, but I should.
You should.
I know. I've been scared of like showing my process. I don't know why. Just cause you know
No, literally, you are not the only one. I told Shane, like every single person I've sat with us is the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like me as someone, like I love music, obviously. I always wanted to like get in the mind of a producer because I think what you guys do is amazing.
Right.
And it's so special. Like a lot of people cannot do that.
Yeah.
So I think showing that behind the scenes process, you'll attract a lot of people to like, oh, this is like, even if you show the behind the scenes and then you finally post another reel or video of like the finished product, people get to see the whole process of how it got to that finished product. And people really like, they get invested.
Right.
So I think that's something you should think about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something I'm going to do in the future because I feel like right now at this point, I'm at a point where I'm like, I feel like I'm still in the learning process.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like the music's good, I'm doing the way that I feel it should be done, like doing it my way.
Yeah.
But I'm still in like a learning process, and I make sure that everything I put out is like, hey, you made like this carefully crafted, basically. But so it would definitely come a time for that, where I could show the process. But I also feel just like as producers, we're in like our bedroom a lot. And you know what I mean? Just,
well, that's fine too. Some people need to see that.
So it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? It's like, for me, it's like really also just time to myself as far as like the creative process, you know, how I'm going about it. Cause I found out when I work with like other people, like other producers, you know, everybody has like
their own style,
a different process. So it's like, you just have to. It's still a learning process. Yeah.
Is there anything you're working on right now? You said the tapes. Anything else?
Yeah. So I did release a tape with Shane on like March 31st. It's called Lifestyles of Young, Black, and Gifted.
Nice.
4-track EP, and it was produced by me. And upcoming, I got an R&B album that like I actually produced.
Nice.
So it's really something different. It's with my homegirl, Jazz. So shout out to Jazz. And you know, we got like a lot of features on it. Like I'm really 3 or 4 features, like 14 tracks. And we're just like really excited about it.
Oh my God.
It's
nice.
It's definitely something different to like everything else that I've been doing. So I think it would be interesting.
So I'll put you on the spot right now with these projects coming out. I want you to start thinking like, how are you going to market it? How are you going to promote it?
Right. Yeah. How am I going to promote it? I think this is my first vinyl that I'm releasing. So that's going to be big. I'm going to try use that, just get our names out there. And I feel like also just having good artwork for your project is like good marketing as well. We don't always make that like the main focus, the artwork, but like, just
something's gonna grab the attention.
Yeah, I'm mostly focused on making sure it's good art. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find my music on by1010.bandcamp.com. Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. Just type in 1010 TEN. That's it.
Nice.
Instagram at Diamonds and Pyramids, and Twitter PROD by TENN.
Nice.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem. So I'm here with Samantha. So Samantha, really quickly, just tell the people what you do.
So I am a graphic designer. I'm basically just do branding for now. I've done logos. I've done designs for YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So anything that has to do with branding. So packaging, anything like that.
How long have you been doing it for?
So I started in 2018 because I did go to college for it. So I actually went to college for a different degree because people were telling me not to do art because they were telling me like, oh, you're going to be a starving artist.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I was in high school, so I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand the whole graphic design concept. I didn't know that was a thing really because I've always been an artist. I've always drawn, painted. I've always loved it. That's where I found my comfort, but I never really knew what to do with that. And I always felt like painting was cool, but something was missing. Like I didn't feel 100% comfortable with what I did.
Right. So what did you feel like? I have a couple of questions now, but just real quick, what did you feel like graphic design brought to you that art was kind of missing?
So I feel like with the art, I just, like every artist, you never feel like you're good enough, right? So I've always been painting and drawing since I was very young. And I always felt like I was good and everybody around me would tell me that I'm really good, but I didn't feel it. Like I had that imposter syndrome, That's a big part of, the art community. But yeah, imposter syndrome is a real thing. But yeah, graphic design, I don't know what it is, but I don't have to, it's not very expressionist. If you know what I mean.
See.
I don't have to put all my emotions out there and put it in a painting and then explain it. I don't have to do all that because I don't know, that feels a little vulnerable to me.
Right.
So I think with graphic design, I can still put myself in my artwork, but without getting too personal. And I think that for me fit right. It was a happy medium.
Because for the most part, it's people kind of telling you what they want.
Yeah.
And you just kind of creating and bringing it to life.
They tell me what they want, but then I put my own style into it. So
without having to be, like you said, super vulnerable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I get that. I just really wanted to ask, what did you originally go to school for then?
So I first went to school for meteorology because I've always it was a big jump.
It's so different.
I've always loved science too. Anything science-wise, Earth, I've always been very interested in. So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do art. Maybe I should do something else I like. And science was the second choice. But I actually went to another school. I dormed and everything for a whole semester, and that did not go well because these classes for meteorology are crazy, calculus, all that stuff. So yeah, flunked out. Definitely flunked out. I got kicked out of school actually because I had a 0 GPA, and I panicked because I was like, oh fuck, nobody's gonna accept me back in school. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But then I went back to my community college and I did discover that they had graphic design electives.
Nice. I
took one class and I was like, this is it. I feel comfortable.
That's crazy. How are you? Because I know I asked you before, your style when it comes to graphic design. You said you're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I guess how are you going about figuring it out? Or can you even figure out a specific style?
Yeah, it's hard to say because, I started in 2018. I graduated with my associates in 2020. I did an internship as well. And then I did go for my bachelor's and I just graduated in March. So yeah, finding your style is a little weird because you kind of have to, of course, like people are telling you what they need.
Right.
So you have to adjust to what they need, but you also need to have your own niche and have your own style to it to show people like, oh, Samantha did that.
Right.
That's my graphic designer, you know? So it's not really like, I do think that as a graphic designer, you can't just take what the client needs and just do it. Like you kind of have to take what they need, but make suggestions, like trying to make it, you know, like fit the market that they need. So that's kind of where you have to kind of put your little style into it. You have to try to fit it somewhere.
Do you feel like you have a good grasp of the market with the graphic design?
Yeah. I mean, the school that I went to, I went to school remote. So they really did, I will say, like help me, you know, figure out how to go about the world and go about the graphic design world. Cause it is a competitive business.
Yeah.
Like everybody is on graphic design cause you could do it from home, you know? So it's very competitive. So I am still figuring that out on how to get myself out there.
Right.
I'm sure you've spoken to other artists that don't really know their path. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I know what I want to do. I know I'm doing branding, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What are some of the things that school taught you when it comes to marketing? Cause like, I don't know anything about marketing. So like, what is something that could be helpful to someone hearing this? I guess?
So I did take a couple of marketing classes. And I do remember, you know, everything is pretty much based around the person. It's based around the client. So you pretty much have to befriend your client. Like the best way you're going to get your best results and high-end clients is if you know your client. You have to speak to them, befriend them. You have to do with graphic design. I think a lot of people only see like, oh, she did a logo for me. But with graphic design, it's months of process. It's so much research that you have to do. It's hours, endless nights of research, and it's very exhausting. But yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things too, like even starting this podcast, when it came to us trying to like find our niche, like how specific you actually have to be. So like, even when you're working with a client, being friends with them and like researching them and like just seeing who they are, it's the same with like, I think as an artist or as like a music artist or even a podcaster, like find the people that you want to target and be very specific because you don't want a whole bunch of, you can't target everyone.
Yeah.
So you have to just like hone in on like the specifics.
Exactly. And focus on that a little bit, at least to just get started.
Right.
But once you get bigger and you branch out, then you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah. So, what are some of the goals you're working towards in terms of graphic design?
So I don't know, like my goals, I would say one place I do want to be is designing branding for like bigger brands. Like right now, last few years, I have been doing freelance for smaller businesses. Like I did the logo for 7-8-Set. So
beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
So yeah, I right now I'm starting off with small businesses because, you know, I love working with people, like especially locally, because, you know, I feel more closer to them. But I think in the future, I do want to focus on like bigger brands and hopefully I could expand, you know, my portfolio and expand like what I do instead of just like logos and business cards and all that.
How do you go about marketing yourself now?
So right now, I am working on the website that I have. Of course, Instagram.
TikTok?
I used to have a TikTok, but I don't know. Like I did want to bring it up. Like the thing that bothers me about social media and businesses now is that whether you like social media or not, whether you like to have a presence on it, if you have a business or you're trying to get out there, you have to be present online. I realized like there were times where like I wasn't doing anything online because I don't really like social media too much. I'm on it, but you have to be on there. And it's very draining, but you have to push yourself. Like there's no other way around it. Like that's the world we're in. We're in the world of social media.
I hate it.
We're in the world of networking. I hate it too. Like I see so many times on TikTok, like artists and designers, like they'll be on there like, okay, I'm supposed to post, so here's my post.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe. Like, and it's like, that's kind of the vibe I'm on too. Like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. Because how else are people going to know about what you do?
Yeah.
There's no other way except social media.
It's just like, how did people do it before? And like, I'm just so like.
Yeah, and honestly, it takes the fun out of what you do. It takes the drive out of what you do because you're like, okay, I have to focus on what I'm doing in my business, but I also have to focus on my likes, my videos, my views, and all that shit.
What's working, what's not working. Oh, I tried this. That's not working. Let me try something else. I say it all the time. Like if I didn't have the podcast, I would not have social media and I would just be a regular person.
Gosh, but you have to.
Yeah. When you're really passionate about what you do and you want to reach people, you just have to do it. Yeah. Is there something that you're working on specifically right now?
Right now, I'm just working on. I'm just doing freelance right now. I've been working with several different small businesses. So I am in the process of doing that, but nothing too crazy right now. Since I just graduated a few months ago, I'm just trying to get my foot out there.
Yeah, I mean, you sound pretty busy.
Thank you.
So that's great for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Let people know where they can find you on social media.
So I am on Instagram. My Instagram for my design is Design by Fig. My last name is Figueroa, so I just use the first three. I am working on a website, so that's, to come. But right now it's mainly just Instagram.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.